Listen carefully. Today we explore a book that has the power to change the way you look at life, at yourself, and at success. The book is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, and I want you to stay with me till the end, because the lessons here are timeless, deep, and may open doors you never knew existed. Ego, what is it? Ego is that voice inside that tells us we are special, that we already know enough, that we don't need to learn, or that we deserve more than others. It is the enemy because it blinds us from reality. Ryan Holiday reminds us that throughout history, great men and women failed, not because of lack of talent, but because of their ego. Ego whispers lies. It makes us arrogant in success, defensive in failure, and restless in learning. He says, impressing people is utterly different from being truly impressive. This is the heart of the book. Ego wants applause, but true greatness is silent. It grows in humility, in learning, in patience. Think of an artist. If he creates for praise, his art will die when people criticize. But if he creates for truth, his art lives forever. Think of a leader. If she leads for ego, her people will suffer. But if she serves with humility, her name will shine for centuries. The book divides the battle against ego into 3 stages of life: when we are aspiring, when we achieve success, and when we face failure. At each stage, ego is waiting to destroy us if we let it. In the aspiring stage, ego tells us we already know enough. In success, ego makes us proud and careless. In failure, ego fills us with bitterness and excuses. But if we silence ego, we can grow, we can win, and we can rise again. Remember the proverb, empty vessels make the most noise. Ego shouts loudly, but wisdom is quiet. Ego demands, but mastery serves. Ego wants credit, but true success doesn't need it. So as you listen, ask yourself, where is ego holding me back? Is it keeping me from learning? Is it making me arrogant in small success? Is it turning my failures into excuses instead of lessons? Because once you see ego clearly, you can begin to fight it. And when you fight ego, you free your true self. Let's continue this journey. Now that we see ego as the enemy, the question is, how do we defeat it? Ryan Holiday tells us, the antidote to ego is humility. Humility is not weakness, it is strength under control. It is knowing that we can always learn, always improve, always grow. He quotes, work not credit, work not recognition, work not ego. When we put in the effort without chasing applause, our success becomes unstoppable. Think of a seed planted in the ground. For months it stays invisible, growing roots where no one can see. Ego would demand that the tree should appear instantly, but humility accepts the hidden work. And when the time is right, the tree rises strong and unshakable. This is how greatness is built. Quietly, silently, with discipline. Look at the lives of great people. Einstein remained humble even after changing science forever. Nelson Mandela forgave his enemies after years in prison, choosing service over pride. Their greatness was not ego, it was humility. The book reminds us it's not about you. The world doesn't revolve around us. Success is not about feeding our ego. It's about creating, serving, building, leaving a legacy that matters. Ego says, I am the center. Humility says, I am a part of something bigger. Ego demands the spotlight. Humility shares it. Ego resists advice. Humility learns from anyone, even a child. And here is a powerful trick. Whenever you feel pride rising, remind yourself of how much you still don't know. Whenever you crave recognition, remind yourself that silence and results speak louder than applause. Whenever you feel defeated, remind yourself that failure is not final, unless ego stops you from trying again. A Chinese proverb says, the taller the bamboo grows, the lower it bends. The stronger we become, the more humble we must remain. That is the secret of true power. So, my friend, stay with me till the end of this journey, because the more we understand ego, the freer we become. And in the next parts, we will see how to master success and failure without letting ego control us. Now let's move deeper into the stage of success. This is where ego becomes the most dangerous. Ryan Holiday warns us, success often kills more people than failure, because when we succeed, even in small ways, ego starts to whisper louder. You are special. You don't need advice. You have arrived. And that is the beginning of downfall. History is full of examples. Many rulers, leaders, and even businessmen reached success, but then their ego made them blind. They stopped learning, they ignored warning signs, they surrounded themselves only with people who praised them, and finally, they fell. Ego loves praise, but remember, praise is like sugar. A little can be sweet, but too much will make you sick. What we truly need is feedback, discipline, and honesty. Holiday reminds us with a line, responsibilities require self-awareness, not self-absorption. Success is not a crown, it is a duty. The more we rise, the more humble we must be. The higher the mountain, the deeper the roots must go. Think about this. A candle does not lose its flame by lighting another. Ego wants to keep all the credit, but humility shares the light, and in doing so, creates more brightness. One powerful way to fight ego and success is to remain a student. Always keep the beginner's mind. No matter how far you go, there is always more to learn. The Japanese call this shoshin, the beginner's spirit. The moment you believe you know it all, you stop growing. But when you remain open, your journey never ends. Remember also, success is not only about achievement, it is about contribution. Ask yourself, who am I serving? Who is benefiting from my work? Ego serves the self. Humility serves the world. So my friend, if you are in a season of success, enjoy it, but don't let ego take control. Use success as a platform to grow more, give more, and stay grounded. Stay with me, because in the next part we will see ego and failure, and how to rise again with dignity and strength. Now let's face the final stage, failure. We all face it. Failure in career, in relationships, in dreams, and ego is waiting even here. Ego in failure says, it wasn't your fault, blame others, give up, the world is against you. But humility says, there is a lesson here, get up, try again, grow stronger. Ryan Holiday reminds us, every setback is an opportunity to practice humility and resilience. Failure is not the end, it is feedback. It is life showing us another way. Look at Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before the light bulb. But he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That is humility in action. Ego would have quit after 1 or 2 failures, but humility kept going. Another proverb says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That is the spirit we need. Ego fears falling, but true strength is not never falling. It is rising every time. Even in personal pain, humility heals. Ego keeps us bitter, humility makes us better. Ego says, why me? Humility says, try me. So remember, failure is not your identity. It is a chapter, not the whole book. What matters is how you respond. If you let ego control you, you will stay down. If you let humility guide you, you will rise higher than before. The final message of this book is simple, yet powerful. Ego is the enemy. In aspirations, in success, in failure. If we silence ego and walk with humility, discipline, and purpose, nothing can stop us. As you finish this journey, ask yourself, where in my life do I need less ego and more humility? Which dream, which goal, which relationship can become stronger if I choose service over pride? My dear listener, greatness is not about being loud. It is about being true. Ego seeks the spotlight, but real strength shines quietly, through action, through discipline, through humility. If this message touched your heart, remember to subscribe to Page's Power for more wisdom and motivation. Your journey is just beginning, and when ego is silenced, your true potential can finally speak. My friend, we have reached the end of this journey through Ego is the Enemy, and what a powerful journey it has been. From the first page to the last, one message has been clear. It is not the world outside that blocks us most. It is the voice inside, the whisper of ego. That little voice which says, I know it all, I deserve more, I am special. But history, wisdom, and life itself remind us that ego blinds us, it deafens us, it steals our chance to grow. When we silence ego, we can hear truth. When we humble ourselves, we begin to learn. And when we remove pride, we create space for progress, for wisdom, for greatness. The book showed us real examples, generals, artists, leaders, creators, who lost their way because of ego, and others who found greatness because they chose humility, discipline, and purpose. Remember this: success is not about shouting the loudest. It is about staying steady when others lose balance. Failure is not an end, it is a lesson, but ego makes us blind to it. And learning, true learning, is only possible when we accept that we don't know everything. Life is not a stage where we must prove ourselves again and again. Life is a classroom, a battlefield, a temple, where character is tested. And ego? Ego is the enemy of all three. So what must we do? We must practice stillness, patience, self-awareness. We must remind ourselves daily: I am a student, not a master. I am a servant of my purpose, not a prisoner of my pride. When applause comes, bow your head and stay grounded. When criticism comes, listen and grow. When challenges come, remember, ego will only add weight, humility will give you strength. The prophet, peace be upon him, said, "No one who has even the smallest grain of arrogance in his heart shall enter paradise." And wise men of every age repeated this truth. Ego is heavy, humility is light, and if you wish to rise high, you must stay light. So my brother, my sister, as you walk away from this book, carry this gift, not of pride, but of purpose. Let your life not be about proving, but improving. Let your victories not be about ego, but about service. And when you feel ego rising, pause, breathe, and whisper, ego is the enemy, purpose is my friend. Because at the end of all things, it is not ego that people remember. It is character, it is kindness, it is contribution. So let us rise quietly but firmly, with humility in our hearts, with purpose in our hands. And as you close this book and step back into your own story, remember, the battle with ego never ends, but neither does your strength to overcome it. If this journey touched you, if these words lit a spark in your heart, then stay with us, listen to more, grow with more. Subscribe to Page's Power, because this is not the end, my friend. It is only the beginning of a greater life.